Hey everyone, thanks for clicking play on the FWL podcast. I'm the commish here. I'm here to talk about some new things we have going on. We have some sponsors for the show. We have the Sleep Number mattress. Them being our sponsors aside, I've had a Sleep Number mattress for years. And if you're going to spend most of your life sleeping on a mattress, you might as well be comfortable and get the rest that you need so you can get out there and take on the day. And right now, if you go to sleepnumber.com and use offered code FWL podcast, they'll give you 10% off and they'll give you a 60-day free trial. And hey, guess what? If you don't like the bed, just call them, free shipping back. Doesn't get any easier than that. And plus, you'd be helping out the show. And furthermore, if you don't go on and get a Sleep Number bed right now, you are all making the list.
Welcome to the exciting podcast of professional wrestling, featuring all the news, all the backstage stories, and all the stuff that you've been hearing about. So prepare yourself for the FWL podcast. Here are your hosts, Playboy Stevie V, Steve Valencia, and the commish, Gabe Valencia. Let's get this thing rolling.
And we're live here at the FWL podcast. I got with me Playboy TVV. You're not going to be able to hear him very well because he fell down a well. He broke his leg, but he's still here to do the podcast.
Are you going to call for help? Are you going to call for help if I do the damn podcast?
I'm going to call for help as soon as this action-packed hot news podcast is done and we bring it to our FWL fans live.
Somebody call 911.
Okay, I'm the commish, and let's get things kicked off right now with the hottest news of the entire time since we've been doing this podcast. And that is, number one, Jack Swagger is released from the WWE.
No, I've been reading lately, actually yesterday and last night, that he's not released.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I just think it's a matter of time.
You've been reading about it?
Yeah.
Well, I don't give a shit. So let's move on. Let's talk about the Royal Rumble. I mean, that was a while ago, but I thought it was a pretty good card. The John Cena and AJ Styles match needs some absolute attention because I think that was one of the best matches in probably the past 2 years at least.
Yeah, I think that was take that Rainmaker versus Kenny Omega kind of thing. There was a retaliation to that.
And Rainmaker and Kenny Omega were sour grapesing on Twitter and stuff, so...
yeah, then that means that it might have been, since they were hating on it.
Yeah. It's not like you see John Cena or AJ Styles or like Seth Rollins or any of those people go on there and be like, oh, my match was better than yours.
You know, for the longest time, I've said the best match that I've ever seen John Cena in was him and CM Punk on Monday Night Raw. No, it was just a great match, but... This now is taking its place for me. The AJ Styles, John Cena Royal Rumble match. That was a great match.
Alright, here you can have some Tylenol. But that's it. It better not affect your podcast performance or the lid goes back on the well. Let's see. I'm trying to think of anything noteworthy from the Rumble so we can maybe move on from this. I really don't think so, except for, one thing. What, go ahead.
I thought having Randy Orton win was kind of weird. I mean, I did at the time.
That's where I was going. Okay, so Randy Orton wins the Royal Rumble, and now we just lead into
underwhelming victory.
This giant maze of just complete diarrhea shit. The WWE diarrhea shit vomited all over us. And not just because Randy Orton won, just because of the whole scenario and the whole lack of sense. We just are covered in shit.
Yeah, I'm not the one who usually complains a lot, but I'm sitting here going, what's the point of Randy Orton winning the Royal Rumble? Then I saw that Bray Wyatt got the belt at the Elimination Chamber, which we're going to talk about.
Right.
And so I'm like, oh, God, I didn't want to see Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt, but whatever. But then all of a sudden, he tells Bray Wyatt, hey, I'll never challenge you for the title. Then AJ Styles gets number one contendership. And then Orton turns on him. It's like, why'd you turn on him? It doesn't make any sense. Why didn't you turn on him before so you didn't have to have a triple threat match for the belt? You could have had a one-on-one match. And then also, it just, I don't know. Me and you were going back and forth because you were like, no, Orton finally gets it. He's going to let, younger guys get over now. He's being like kind of Cena's doing now. Don't worry too much about it. I'm like, no, I'm just seeing him taking somebody else's spotlight. And he's like, no, he's been getting pretty good at what he's doing. And what did he do? He went right back, right when WrestleMania was coming, to steal spotlights.
And it's not like everybody thought that he was going to turn on him anyways. And Randy Orton was starting to get a crowd reaction and starting to get much more over, and it was just more interesting. And now we have this. It makes no sense. It's going to be a triple threat match. We don't need a triple threat WWE World Title match at WrestleMania. That's another pay-per-view. You're only supposed to do that once in a while.
You ever notice, man? Remember I talked about conspiracy theories. You ever notice when Cena gets to do something, not too long after Cena gets to do something cool, Orton gets to do something cool. It's like Orton goes in there after Cena does something. Because, Cena wins his 16th World Heavyweight Championship, which is big news because now he ties Ric Flair. But if he wins that, then what needs to happen afterwards? Hey, if he gets to win 16 times, what am I doing? Okay, you can win the Royal Rumble. It just seems like they follow each other. If you ever watch, they do. It's almost like Orton, he gets jealous of if Cena gets to do something. Like I said, cool, he needs to do something cool. It's just like him feuding with Brock Lesnar. Does that make any fucking sense at all? Remember him and Brock Lesnar's little feud last year? No.
I'm so disappointed with this Randy Orton situation that it's just I'm just wanting to internet nerd rage.
Yeah.
And it's so stupid. It's so dumb. I said this before, and I'll say it again. The casual WWE fans who just want to watch because there's big stars on the card, well, guess what? They got that match. It's going to be Goldberg versus Lesnar. Who knows if they're going to have a championship when Goldberg beats Kevin Owens in 30 seconds?
Cena's going to have a match.
But they're going to have their main event match. Mm-hmm. Why couldn't they just give the indie or hardcore fans a match? That would have been fine if it was Bray Wyatt versus Luke Harper. I would have been fine if it was Bray Wyatt versus AJ Styles. Either one.
Or Bray Wyatt, or a triple threat with them three without Orton in it.
I don't want the triple threat match, but I'd still be okay with it. But it's like Orton doesn't need to be involved. Orton was getting way over in crowd reaction when he was doing what he's doing. Not to mention when he was doing what he was doing, he was like, "Oh well, no, I'll just wear a sweatshirt. That's my new gimmick change."
But here,
not even buy into it at all.
Here it is. I'm not a Randy Orton hater at all. I think Randy Orton's one of the greatest of all time. But I think I can sum it all up in just a few words here. Why this sucks is babyface Randy Orton is terrible. And that's what he is. He's why Bray's going to go in as the heel and Orton's going in as a babyface. And babyface Orton is a lot like babyface Edge. Terrible.
Well, this is what I have to say. It was something new for Orton. Something brand new
Fresh
for Orton.
For him, yeah.
And he was just like, nah, I want to be in the match too. I mean, I did win the Royal Rumble, so I guess I should be in the match. And they put Randy Orton. Oh, you want to hear something? Want to hear something I hear? Want to hear some hot news right now? So, Finn Balor at the Royal Rumble, backstage, makeup on, all ready to rock and roll for number 30. Mm-hmm. And then the doctor did not clear him to go out.
Yep, I heard that too.
And so they just threw Reigns out there.
Yep.
So,
and then you guys tore him up when he was number 30. Mm-hmm. Poor Roman Reigns.
Even though it wasn't the plan.
When are you guys going to start liking him? I mean, come on. I know. I just think you guys are getting. Some of you guys are getting to the point where you guys are going to be. You're just stubborn. It doesn't matter what he does. You're going to say that he sucks. But I've seen him in some good matches lately. He's not a high flyer. He's a big, powerful power wrestler. I mean, he's
fine.
Yeah.
He has good matches. I don't understand what the heat is. They just mad at him because of the Royal Rumble with Daniel Bryan and stuff, and they can't get over it. Daniel Bryan's gone, and he's not going to come back to wrestling because he's a big giant pussy and afraid and won't quit and go to the Indies and do it. So he made a decision. Let him be his hokey character.
Okay.
So I don't understand why they hate Roman Reigns just because of Daniel Bryan. Well, he's not even a wrestler anymore.
Yeah.
Get the fuck over it.
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense though, because I've seen matches of Roman Reigns, especially lately, and they've been good, guys. I don't know what everybody wants out of the dude. I know his promos are kind of boring, and they're kind of rootin' tootin' Undertaker-ish, which I think Undertaker and Reigns are going to have a match at WrestleMania, and the promos itself is just going to kill me. I mean, this is my yard. Well, this is my yard now, too. Well, I'm the big dog. Well, no, I'm the big dog. I'll make you famous. Believe that. I'm just going to, oh my God. It's just going to be nothing but catchphrases between them two.
Okay. So, what I want to talk about right now, how you doing down there in the well? You need anything? That's fantastic. Let's talk about the next. You and me have this big argument, and you don't think Alexa Bliss is as good as I think she is. So just explain it to everybody.
Okay. I'm saying that Alexa Bliss shouldn't be on the main roster yet. Neither should Carmella. Neither should a handful of the divas. Like Nia Jax shouldn't. I mean, it's kind of to me, it's kind of blows my mind that they're on the main roster and people like Asuka isn't. But women's wrestling to me they have upped their game totally since Charlotte and Sasha Banks. Straight up, there it is, the measuring stick. And when I watch a women's wrestling match, I want to at least kind of be almost as good as them two. I don't want them to be the only ones that ever put on great matches. But Alexa, to me, she's like Trish Stratus, and everyone always thinks that Trish Stratus is some kind of great wrestler. She was an okay wrestler at her time. I mean, women's wrestling back then they're not Charlotte. It's just not the way it is. And I kind of I would have thought Alexa Bliss would have been a really good NXT long run champion right now. But what I'm saying is I don't think I'm thinking that we shouldn't even have two women titles. Like you pointed out before, I think the women's division should just be on Raw. Mm-hmm. And the cruiserweight should be over on SmackDown. And I agree with that. And then we wouldn't have that problem that we're having right now because they need to bring people up. But I think they're bringing people up prematurely. But as Alexa Bliss is as champion there, I don't have an issue with it.
Well, let me tell you why I like Alexa Bliss. Well, first of all, Alexa Bliss's charisma is through the roof.
Yeah.
100% through the roof.
Agreed.
And her match in-ring intensity and skill is good, but when she's going up against jabronis on SmackDown, you can't expect her to have good matches. Who did she even wrestle at the pay-per-view when she lost the title? Naomi. And Naomi's garbage. How do you expect her to perform against somebody like that? Okay. And most of her matches against people with garbage.
Okay, so let's just hold out until we have the proof, and the proof will be one day or time here in the future, could be this coming year or next year, Alexa Bliss will have a match with either Sasha Banks or Charlotte.
Oh, she will, definitely.
And then we can tell then. I mean, because if she's close to their level, then they're going to have a great match. If not, and it's a terrible match, she is also a jabroni.
If she has a good match with them, like a really good match, and it happens, then you're going to be like, well, it's because she learned a lot more and she was worse back in the day.
Well, no, especially if it's like here in the next couple years, What am I, back in the day, 3 months ago,
I don't know, that's a pretty long time with kayfabe wrestling. So,
I mean, if Alexa Bliss does get better, that's good that she's still on, that's fine. I just don't see, to me, she's just not as good as Charlotte and Sasha. And to me,
nobody's as good as Charlotte.
Yeah. No.
There's never, ever been a women's wrestler that was better than Charlotte.
Absolutely not. I'll stand by that too.
So that's not fair to compare.
But you'll have to have a decent match with, if she wrestles Charlotte, Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte. If they have a decent match,
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
say, yeah, not a ton of box.
I, for one, am rooting for Rootin' Tootin' Biker Undertaker. I want him to make his return.
And he wants to. He's been chomping at the bit to do that.
I'm gonna start a Twitter petition. I'm sure I can get enough trolls to sign in on it. I'm positive of
I
it.
want him to come out at WrestleMania with Kid Rock actually singing his song, or Limp Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit singing a song, and my mind would be literally literally blown.
Yep.
That would be incredible. Okay. Since we're already talking about the main event at Elimination Chamber, let's talk about that main event at Elimination Chamber. Let's do it. Who did you think was going to win this match going into it?
Cena.
Do you think Cena?
Hell yeah. The outcome was kind of a surprise to me, and I was really moaning and groaning that I thought we were going to get an Orton Cena at WrestleMania.
Oh, the outcome was such a surprise to me.
Yeah.
That was one of the last people I thought was going to win. To be crazy, I thought that The Miz was going to win.
And also, I thought having Cena not be one of the final two people in there give a lot of shock factor.
Oh, yeah.
Because when it was just Bray Wyatt and AJ Styles in the match, they tore it down, too. People were into it.
I was really surprised that then that match was over. I almost was like, wait, what happened? Is that how it really ends? But I guess it didn't like that. Speaking of The Miz, he's been tearing people up in backstage promos. Did you see his most recent promo on SmackDown against John Cena?
Yeah, Miz had a really great promo against John Cena, and I was just like, damn. And then Cena got to bust the promo back on Miz, and it looked like it got personal. It looked like Miz was going to cry.
Yeah.
That was a brutal... Hey, Cena, if you're listening to this, that was that...
Hey, Cena's listening to this.
Oh, okay. And that promo was like on a rock scale of just getting destroyed out there.
Oh my God! I saw the Miz's go from being a kayfabe character to now then starting to get my feelings hurt for real. Mm-hmm. And I was like, "Whoa, okay, you made your point. Come on."
Yeah.
But then Cena just kept going, tore him up. He's just a real world reality star, which is a nobody who doesn't even know what he is. He's a dude playing a dude on another TV show or something.
He's a dude dressed as a dude playing another dude. He said he copied Jericho. He threw out a couple other wrestlers. Oh yeah, Flair. And then right before he even started, the first thing he said, "I'm going to blow your conspiracy theory out of the water with just one point.
Ouch.
This is WrestleMania season. What am I doing in the ring face to face with you?"
Yep.
I mean, it's like, who the hell are you? You're nobody. You would think I'd be face to face with the Undertaker, not the fucking Miz.
It's true. He got the point.
Well, it was brutal, and I did see his face change to like I'm playing my character to now I'm getting my feelings hurt. Kurt Hawkins. I mean, they've given him like 4 or 5 chances to do it, and every time it just doesn't work. I don't know. The only thing I know is he must have a picture of like Triple H in an Asian gay bathhouse or something because he keeps getting chances. I don't know.
Hey, honestly, I'm gonna be completely honest. I completely like Kurt Hawkins coming out with his Kurt facts playing, and it's not somebody. This is the confusion. This is the confusion that I've heard a lot. It's not somebody else that he has telling him these facts about Kurt Hawkins. It's Kurt Hawkins recording his voice and saying it about himself while he's coming out and his music is playing. And that makes it even more awesome. But I mean, besides that, I don't know. They never even tried to push him. They didn't try to push him with this character.
Why didn't they try to push him with that same character on NXT?
That would have been awesome.
Because then they would have gotten him over, and then he could have tried to go back to the main roster and ride that momentum, and see, that would have been his best bet, I think.
Okay. All right. We got to talk about Raw. Oh, man. We got to address something that's really, 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 really hard to talk about.
It's rough.
So,
you okay?
I'm not okay.
Neither am I. Hold on. It's going to be okay. Hold on.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, we got composure. We got podcasts to do. Got to man up.
Okay. So, on the Festival of Friendship,
or as I like to call it, the worst day of my life.
The worst day in Earth's history.
In wrestling history. And the Earth's.
And the universe is just... Kevin Owens turns on Jericho.
Oh, man, that hurt.
And then they break up Jericho. Oh, God! Okay, everybody take a second. Take a second. Okay.
I almost forgot that I'm down here with a broken leg. That made me so sad.
Oh, I know. Stop talking about this broken leg thing. We have a podcast to talk about. So, Jericho took an apron power bomb, and Jericho's like 1,000,000 years old. You think he could have took another spot besides that?
Yes.
Whose call do you think that was?
Jericho's.
I think it was too. Why are you taking those spots, Jericho? It would have been the same if you just took a pop-up powerbomb.
Jericho doesn't half-ass anything.
I guess not.
Have you ever known him at all during his career to half-ass anything at all? I mean, it's Jericho. If he's gonna wrestle, he's gonna give people what their money's worth. But what I told you is, I know this. Yeah, dude, it was sad when they broke up, because the last time, and I was being honest, that a heel turn happened that hurt me, that I was like, oh man, was a long time ago when Paul Orndorff turned on Hogan. That hurt me. But after that, nothing until the Festival of Friendship. And I was like, because I like them two so much. They're the best thing on Raw. They carry the damn show. But since they did break up, the only thing that they can do right now to make this up to me, personally, like my feelings and stuff, because I'm devastated right now, is if somehow Owens keeps that damn Universal title after Fastlane tomorrow against Goldberg, which is highly unlikely, but if he keeps it, and then we have Jericho versus Owens at WrestleMania, Jericho wins the title and retires as champion, because that's a proper way to send Jericho off, if anything, because Jericho's like one of the best of all time. Can you give me a Powerade now?
Not quite down there. Okay. So, they could have done so much more with that. And they should have done more stuff like how Jericho had a painting of Jericho and Owens touching fingers like the God Man touching fingers. They needed to do more of that. They needed to film Kevin Owens and Jericho doing stuff together, like outside of, and like had to have vignettes throughout the whole night of stuff they were doing.
Dude, they're gold.
Going out ice skating together and stuff. It would have been money. But
it turns into like a serious hockey fight with them at one point in time.
Yep. They're both Canadian too, so they care about meaningless sports like hockey. Yeah, it's true. Okay, so Braun Strowman. I'm gonna really get into Braun Strowman in a second here.
What a monster he's been.
But let me just say, Braun Strowman had a match with the Big Show, and the Big Show loses to Braun Strowman. That's fine. Okay. Then the next night on Raw, they crushed the Shining Stars against Big Show. Why? Why didn't they do that before he fought Braun Strowman? How does this make any sense at all to you? Does that make any sense at all to you?
I think they were just thinking that everybody by now would have forgot that Big Show and the Shining Stars existed in that match. Yeah,
Well, I mean,
no, it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make
Nothing.
any sense. Why wouldn't you? If you were going to have him in a squash match, why wouldn't it be before he was
Yeah,
going
I
to
know.
fight Strowman?
So it would
you
make
know?
Strowman look that much better that he beat
Right.
him like a job.
But it's just like, well, I guess Big Show said he wants to do something, so we'll let him beat the Shining Stars.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
And what's the deal with the Shining Stars? Since we're talking about them,
They're very talented, but they need to go. I mean, they just do. They need to go somewhere else.
So-
WWE's killed. I mean, they're even from a wrestling family and everything. So
if I understand this correctly, the Shining Stars are a travel agent, or are they trying to sell their timeshare?
I have no idea.
What in the hell kind of gimmick is that?
I don't know. They've gotten horrible gimmicks, both of them, through almost their whole careers in the WWE. They're the Los Matadores.
Which one's worse? Shining Stars or Los Matadores?
Los Matadores.
Los Matadores
Oh, wait.
don't get to have Torito, though.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say. It's close call, but I still say Los Matadores.
Wow. I'll go back to that one. I have no idea.
Well, geez, it's like you putting two piles of shit right in front of me, two piles of dog shit, and having me pick which one's better. And I pick the one pile, and you go, I don't know about that because this other pile might be a little bit better. Yeah, it's a hard question.
Why is Rusev and Jinder Mahal together?
I'd already told you that the last podcast.
Oh,
Jinder
yeah, right.
Mahal's around just to make Rusev look better, and it's been working because handsome Rusev has been pretty
Handsome
awesome.
Rusev is super amazing.
And I bet you now, because I used to not like Rusev that much, that he's pretty amazing now, and I really generally think he's really amazing now because we see Jinder Mahal in the ring with him all the time. So
That is the most legit thing.
yeah.
We'll see. There'll be a time when Jinder Mahal won't be with him, and then all of a sudden he just goes back to being terrible. Maybe we'll see. We'll see.
Next thing you know, somebody else that they want to. Next thing you know, somebody they want to push really hard is going to have Jinder Mahal with them. Like Roman Reigns is going to come out with Jinder Mahal.
One thing that we really missed out on talking about is Samoa Joe showing up.
Yep.
So I'm gonna give Playboy Stevie V the floor here to tell you what he thinks about Samoa Joe, the Samoan submission jobber. Go.
Samoa Joe finally made his debut and injured Rollins, and you're saying that you're hearing that the injury's kayfabe.
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. This is one of the ones I don't know. But I loved it. Samoa Joe's over. He's been getting over. But there was one thing, and I swear, and I know everyone again with my conspiracy theories, but I got witness right here. When they had Samoa Joe versus Roman Reigns,
Yes.
was or was not Samoa Joe and Roman Reigns about the same height?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that was always one of your big concerns. It's like the dude's too short. That's what you said. And then
I was like, oh, maybe I was wrong. Okay.
we saw him against Cesaro, and Cesaro was a head taller than him.
Yeah,
Well,
way taller.
unless Cesaro is a lot taller than Roman Reigns and stuff too. It was almost like, what was he wearing special shoes?
Hold on. I got to cut you off. I got to cut you off here. I know you have the floor. I got to cut you off. And I'm going to go with the Shining Stars. All right, go ahead.
But anyway, Samoa Joe made his debut, and he's cut some promos. He's doing okay. Looks like I don't know who he's going to wrestle at WrestleMania because I know you were saying Seth Rollins.
It's going to be Rollins.
I'm still thinking it's Triple H against Rollins.
If Triple H doesn't have a match at WrestleMania, I'm going to be super bummed out.
Yeah, because his entrances are like they should always have his entrances on every WrestleMania for the rest of his life, and even when he's dead, just bring out his bones and whole thing. But no, I'm kind of happy that Samoa Joe's there. Now let's see if I think he's going to succeed there. I think he's going to be fine. You think he's going to be terrible, so we're going to really get to see.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
But they did have him go over on Roman Reigns, so he's getting a huge push.
He went over on Cesaro on Raw too, clean.
Yeah, like a jobber. And you
Like
know
a
what?
jobber.
And they're having Triple H. He's in a Triple H storyline and everything like that. So if he doesn't succeed from this push, then it's probably not going to happen. Because right now he's getting a huge push. The only push I've ever seen bigger was Baylor's when he got on the main roster. But
Geez, you know what I just have to say? I just have to take a 1 minute. Just go ahead, say what you're gonna say.
oh, and he's not using the Muscle Buster anymore.
Oh yeah, what the hell was that?
Somebody finally told him no.
It doesn't even look like that hard of a move.
So now he's doing the rock bottom, basically.
Well, let me just take a second to just point something out. WWE is the number one wrestling company in the world. Because no other wrestling organizations can bring you wrestlers like Kevin Owens, or Seth Rollins, or Samoa Joe, or Cesaro.
Or Daniel Bryan, or CM Punk.
See, this is why WWE is on top of the world, because wrestling organizations ignore talent. This is where all the talent is. So, I just wanted to throw that out there to people who are thinking, WWE's the shits. Well,
Yeah.
listen to that talent. And I didn't name everybody either.
Yeah, Luke Harper. That's another one.
Yeah. All right, back on the other side of the coin on SmackDown over here.
I'm still going off Finn Balor.
Oh yeah, I know.
Nakamura now. Okay.
All right. I'm just gonna go straight to the nitty gritty here. The hokey ass Lucha Underground ripoff with Randy Orton burning down a house. I mean, we opened up hot with this, so I don't know what to say much more. The promo was stupid, and him posing by the fire in front of nobody at the very end was stupid.
Yeah. I'm still just kind of confused on why the timing on why he did it and stuff. Unless they're going to screw over AJ Styles, which I'm hearing that they're thinking about doing an AJ Styles Shane McMahon angle for WrestleMania, and it kind of looked like it was starting a little bit on SmackDown. But
Here's the question: If it's Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania, is Randy Orton just gonna win?
yep,
Oh God, I hope not. Yikes!
absolutely.
They're setting up a Miz, Cena, Nikki Bella, and Maurice match for WrestleMania. That's the WrestleMania match for John Cena.
That's what I'm hearing it's going to be.
Why?
Because Nikki Bella needs probably some more exposure. That's it. I don't know.
Maurice is terrible.
They should have just had, in my opinion, it just should be John Cena versus The Miz at WrestleMania, and just have this long, drawn out feud right now between everybody, and have the
would be better.
Divas and have Nikki and Maurice interfere in the match going on or something. For something. I don't know. They could have done that. I don't know. To me, it's gonna be when this match happens. I'll be kind of maybe interested, but I'd probably take a piss or grab some more beers or something.
Maurice was in the era of just like the shittiest women's wrestlers ever, and she was bad back then too.
Michelle McCool,
Speaking
Mickie James there.
of era of shitty wrestlers, yeah, Mickie James, good call. Why did they have her just job to Becky Lynch like no problem on SmackDown? Why did they even have her back? Just let her go now.
Yeah, I don't know.
It makes no sense. She's not good. She's not. I don't care what anybody says. What crazy romanticized memory that you have about her. She's just not good. She's not even good with charisma wise. Good Lord.
She's not on the Charlotte level. But that's new measuring stick to me.
Nobody's on the Charlotte level right now. Okay, here's something I really want to get into. AJ Styles beats Luke Harper. Okay, I don't care who wins this match before. First of all, if Luke Harper won, I'm fine with that. AJ Styles won, I'm fine with that. But what kind of bullshit is it that AJ Styles gets the win because the ref is distracted, doesn't see the foot go on the rope, AJ Styles gets back up, has the wherewithal to push his leg off the rope, and then Shane McMahon comes out and restarts the match? Since when did they do instant replay in WWE? That's complete bullshit, and that really, really hurts ring psychology and match psychology altogether.
I just think that was a setup for Shane McMahon, AJ Styles, like I was saying.
There could have been another way to set up, because that is complete bullshit.
Well, it'll be more bullshit if Because I have a funny feeling that AJ is going to get screwed out of this title opportunity.
I think that's going to happen.
And then AJ Styles is going to lose his shit and like beat the hell out of Shane McMahon or something.
Maybe. So we have Dean Ambrose, who's fighting Kurt Hawkins, but Baron Corbin comes out and destroys Ambrose.
I like this feud.
I do too.
It's good for both of them. It really is.
Listen, right here. This has the opportunity to be the match of the night at WrestleMania.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm liking this feud. I got nothing negative to say about it. I know Baron Corbin. I've always said Baron Corbin. Even when people said that he was boring, I was like, this dude's going to be a star, Baron Corbin. And Ambrose is already a star. And this is really good for Baron Corbin, but it's also going to make Ambrose look really good too, because Corbin's a big dude. You know, yeah, I like the feud. That was a great call from them having them go. They're going to have a WrestleMania match. They're probably going to have some kind of stipulation, hardcore bloodbath kind of match too.
I personally would want to see a ladder match, but that's just me.
I'm thinking
Any
I think
match will be fine.
Yeah, I mean, even a cage match would be cool between them two.
They need to bring back the old school blue cage.
Yeah,
Everybody likes that cage better.
It's easier to climb on too. I don't know why they don't bring it back instead of cutting the actual footholes out
And
that everybody
how
could
cheesy
see.
is that? Yeah.
You know, with the blue cage, you could climb on anything you wanted, or your feet could fit wherever you wanted to.
So cheesy. But the blue cage is also, it looks a lot more devastating when you hit it.
Yeah, it's not chain link; it's solid bar.
Yeah. That's the real deal.
I don't think it moves that much when you hit it.
Speaking of cage matches, they need to bring back the War Games, but just bring up the roof higher so people can get on the top rope.
I would think you would have thought that the WWE would do that by now. They're wasting to me a big opportunity, like they used to have.
Hold on. The War Games, for people who don't know what that is it's two rings that are connected with each other, and there's two Hell in a Cell type cells around both of the rings, and but the only difference is the Hell in a Cell is you can't go to the outside, so it's like a normal cage, but it's topped off on the top. So that's what it is. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and basically you have like a team of 4 or 5 people, and you flip a coin. Well, 2 people start off the match, and then they flip a coin, and whoever you call heads or tails gets to be the other person. You know, that person of the team gets to come in for a certain amount of time. And, you know, you can get your 2-on-1 advantages and stuff like that. And you can't win until everybody has eventually made it in the cage. But, anyways, I don't know. I don't understand why they used to have WWE bragging rights, SmackDown versus Raw. Why don't they have a War Games Raw versus
perfect.
SmackDown?
That's perfect.
They've always been, they've had the opportunity to do it, but they don't.
That's absolutely perfect. And even watching those old matches, because I'm just going to say this, and then all the old timers are going to be like, you know, back in the 80s and like the 70s and stuff, you know, wrestling was just like kind of boring, and nobody wants to see an old guy punch another old guy for 25 minutes. I guess it was a bunch of charisma and a lot of build up to matches, but put that aside. But I would watch those War Games from back in the days, and those War Game matches back then were really good. Mm-hmm. They were bloodbaths, but they were really good. So if you don't even know what we're talking about, go back and watch some of them.
Yeah, and by bloodbaths, just right off the bat, just if I tell you Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair are in there, and those guys get disgustingly bloody matches all the time. So yeah,
gets too uncomfortable.
Yeah,
gets to be uncomfortable. So Ziggler and Apollo Crews in a chair match on SmackDown. How dumb was that finish? Hits him in the balls with the chair. Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess it's okay.
Yeah, I've seen people take that shot before and still kick out.
Yeah,
like no.
Did you, for 1 second, think that Apollo Crews was going to win that match? Because I did not.
Didn't care.
Didn't care
who won that match. If it was on a pay-per-view, I would have, because I have Apollo Crews on my team. But no, I actually, when you said it, had to start thinking, who won, kind of thing, whatever, because I didn't care that much.
Name a wrestler you miss from the fantasy wrestling site.
Yeah, I posted. I miss Eddie Guerrero. You know, Eddie Guerrero was awesome.
A little disturbing of how many people said Chris Benoit.
Yeah,
I have to admit that. Just to review, Chris Benoit did murder his wife and family, and then himself.
Yep, but they want him back.
So a lot of Benoits, a lot of Benoits, and a lot of Eddie Guerreros.
I mean, what kind of person says Benoit? I mean, what would you want him to come back just to get immediately arrested and put in jail? Are you justice seekers, or are you guys just hope he comes back and murders his new family?
I'm with the majority. The majority of these are Eddie Guerrero.
I see,
and I'm with Eddie. I'm with that. I
see
think
Owen
Eddie.
Hart. There's a lot of Owen Harts. You gotta give some respect to the dude that said Big Boss Man. I miss
What's his name?
James Brassfield.
James Brassfield says the Big Boss Man.
I have to give him some props for that. You know, I miss him too. Big Boss Man, especially during his Attitude Era WWE run.
Yeah.
He was an awesome bad guy. Oh man, did he do some shit? He was good.
Just a lot of Benoit.
And sorry, the noble Connor right here said Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Hate to break it to you, but he's not dead.
Is he not dead?
No, I don't think so.
Maybe he just misses him.
Neither is Greg the Hammer.
They just miss.
Oh,
these
they
guys.
just miss him. Yeah.
I don't think
Brutus the Barber was.
I don't think they had to be dead. So.
Oh, okay. I took it as being dead, but.
And this guy, Kurt Hennig.
Yep.
Come on, man. Say Mr. Perfect. This is WWE fantasy wrestling, not WCW fantasy wrestling. Come on. Somebody put The Rock. Sometimes, man. Sometimes. Yeah, it looks like Eddie Guerrero is the majority here, and then Owen Hart's second, and then after that it's Benoit.
Guerrero was pretty cool, guys. If you guys are really, really young and really didn't get to see a lot of Eddie Guerrero, you gotta check out his old SmackDown title run and him and Chavo's tag team title run. And that's one good thing about Eddie Guerrero is he can even make Chavo tolerable when he was on TV.
I completely disagree with that. Chavo was never tolerable. So DDP in the Hall of Fame.
Deserves it.
He should have been in the Hall of Fame a long time ago. And also, to me, it's a little insulting that he's not a headline Hall of Fame person.
Well, who is the headliner?
I can't remember.
It's Angle.
Oh, yeah.
Who you gonna pick? Their Angle or DDP? You know.
Well, DDP can go in next year as a headliner.
Maybe.
But now, no, he can't because he's already in here.
It's okay. It's no slap in his face or anything. DDP deserves it. He'll be in the Hall of Fame. He's always been one of the all-time greats to me too. A lot of the people don't remember because they're too young. I used to remember DDP as a manager when he managed the Freebirds, and he also managed the Diamond Exchange in AWA with Bad Company as his tag team champions. He was good back then on the mic and stuff. Drew a lot of heat, but he's a good guy. I'm glad he's in the Hall of Fame. And he wrestled in TNA.
Did wrestle in TNA.
Just like the headliner, but not as long.
We had to look that up because we had an argument. I said that he shouldn't go into the Hall of Fame because he wrestled in TNA.
Yeah, Angle shouldn't.
And he was like, you know how many people did? And he looked it up and he just named a bunch of people that apparently wrestled for TNA. So my argument was obsolete. And speaking of obsolete, I hear that Broken Matt Hardy and Brother Nero might be making their way to WWE.
Yeah, I heard it's going to be, if they do, it'll be after WrestleMania. And I'm also hearing Finn Balor is supposed to make his Raw debut after WrestleMania too. So that's really funny because Kyle picked Finn Balor, and he's going to come back the day after he doesn't have him no more.
Kyle, what a jabroni.
But I said how I would use Broken Matt Hardy is I would have him start stalking Shane McMahon. And everything, doing those weird little movies that he does, like with Shane's kids and stuff in the background.
It has to be the same. They can't try to change it to make it cooler. Mm-hmm. It needs to be the same thing because that got over so hard.
They got to keep the Broken Matt Hardy thing and Brother Nero going.
Yeah, definitely. I'm still super excited that they're going to be in WWE. And Matt Hardy's going to be the main person.
Don't get your hopes up, man, because I'm really seeing. You know what my gut's telling me?
What?
They're gonna come back as their old gimmick, the Hardy Boys, like from the Attitude Era, and they're gonna be humongous jobbers like Devon and Bubba Ray, like they did with them.
I disagree with that.
Okay.
Right now, they could have got. I'm working on just random indies. They could have just made a ton of money. They would probably be able to get signed to New Japan and everything too. If they agreed to come back, it's because they were going to be allowed to do this.
Okay. I hope you're right, but my gut, well, it's telling me this is a screw job.
Let's see. We got anything else here on the page? We got somebody in Andre the Giant thing. No. By the way, I'm so glad Naomi had to give up the belt after she won it. That was just a waste of time.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I keep saying how bad she is. Oh, yeah, oh, no. You expect her to be that bad because she got injured? Yeah, I don't want to hear that. She's always been that bad. That's why she's been the women's champion so many times, right? Oh, yeah. So it's because she's terrible. She uses her ass as a finishing move. That's embarrassing. Embarrassing.
Rikishi did it.
He didn't use it as a finisher.
I know.
He just used it as a humiliation tool.
I'd hate to have to take that.
Oh, yeah. Yikes. All right, well, let's move on
Predictions for
to the
Fastlane?
Fastlane predictions.
All right.
So, what do we got here? We got a kickoff match between Rich Swann and Akara Tozawa. Tozawa, is that his name? I don't know. Versus the Brian Kendrick and Noam Dar. Oh, I think Rich Swann and the Japanese guy is going to win.
I think everybody loses because Brian Kendrick's in the next match.
All right. Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax. Now, keep in mind that Sasha Banks got crushed by Nia Jax twice already.
Sasha Banks wins.
Yeah, Sasha Banks wins, makes her tap out.
Yep.
That's the end of Nia Jax's big push in that scenario. Okay, the next one is one I really want to talk about. Did they give the club... Wait, let me see. It's the club versus Enzo and Cass for the tag team champions. Did they give the club the tag team champions just so Enzo and Cass can win it? That's the only reason?
I've always thought that if the club ever won the titles, that it would be just to give it up to Enzo and Big Cass. Yeah.
I think that's what happened. Absolutely thinking that's what happened. Especially when you have the club getting beat in a handicap match by Roman Reigns.
Yep. Made them look terrible.
Made them look awful. But yeah, Enzo and Cass go over.
I agree.
No problem, clean, no shenanigans.
I agree. I thought this match was going to happen at WrestleMania, though, to be honest with you. So it's happening a little bit sooner.
It probably is going to happen again.
Okay.
Cruiserweight Championship match with Neville versus Jack Gallagher. Neville's going to crush him.
Yeah, Neville's crushing him.
Yeah.
Love Jack Gallagher, though.
I hope it's going to be a good match, but I also won't be disappointed if it's just a crush squash match.
No.
Either way, I'll be fine.
I think they're building up Neville versus Austin Aries.
I'm hoping this match, the card placement of this match is before the main event.
Oh, man. Then they're going to really need to bring it at the main event.
No, because the main event's Goldberg versus Kevin Owens.
Oh.
And Goldberg can't bring it ever. He's never been able to do it in his whole career.
No.
So if you're expecting a good match and Goldberg's in it, well, you're going to be disappointed. We have...
after about 5 minutes.
Yeah. We have Sami Zayn versus Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe's going over.
Definitely going over. Sami Zayn is the resident jobber of Raw. He's like the Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, you better start picking up some wins or something, because when he comes out, I just kind of figure, just like Dolph Ziggler, oh, well, he's going to job.
Yep. Definitely going to job. Bayley versus Charlotte for the Women's Championship and for Charlotte's undefeated pay-per-view streak.
Charlotte's winning.
Definitely winning. So far, it seems like this card is very, very predictable.
Which that means that we're going to be wrong on a lot of these.
I don't think we will be. Okay, we have Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman. This is what I want to get into earlier when I said I want to talk about Braun Strowman. For a guy that's as gigantic as Braun Strowman, I can't believe that he's doing nip-ups, drop kicks, launches out of the ring.
Unbelievable. He's awesome.
There's guys that are half his size that can't do this stuff.
Yeah, I know. He's the big guy Vince McMahon always wanted. Like when he pushed Kevin Nash and stuff like that, he wanted him to be like something like Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman, he's huge, but he's athletic.
When Braun Strowman was wrestling the Big Show, Braun Strowman was like all over the place in the ring, wrestling like a luchador.
Yep.
It was like, what happened? How does that? It doesn't even seem possible.
Oh, I know.
Can you imagine tying up with that guy and you're another wrestler? He's like, okay, I'm going to throw you out of the ring and then plant you. What? No, I don't think so. It's happening because he's that big and he just threw you out of the ring. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, here he comes.
But WWE is using Braun Strowman probably one of the best out of all the new guys. With the exception of maybe Samoa Joe at the moment.
Okay. But if Roman Reigns goes over, it just destroys his momentum.
It does. Absolutely destroys it.
He is done. Yeah, because going into WrestleMania, it's just no one's going to take him like a serious monster. Roman Reigns goes over him cleanly. And Roman Reigns needs momentum too going into WrestleMania. So this is a very interesting match. And what I'm predicting, I'm predicting some kind of no contest and something going on with the Undertaker, and it ends with Roman Reigns and Undertaker staring at each other fighting. I don't know how, but they got to set up. Unless they're gonna just have a no contest and these two go at it at WrestleMania.
Braun Strowman's going over clean.
Wow. Okay. I don't. Do I have to pick a person?
No, that's a good prediction. What you said.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Yeah.
Braun Strowman is going over clean.
Contest.
No
Okay.
shenanigans. Braun Strowman gets the 3 count on the big dog. That's what I'm calling. We'll see. Now the worst match of the night. Kevin Owens versus Goldberg. I say that this match is probably Kevin Owens is going to come out. Goldberg's going to come out. Goldberg's going to spear Kevin Owens, jackhammer him, and pin him and win the championship.
Yep.
In that order.
Yep. That's exactly what's going to happen. The match is only going to be like 15 seconds. And after after Goldberg celebrates and leaves, and Owens gets up and is walking around, Jericho's going to come from the crowd and give him a code breaker.
Yeah, probably.
That's what I think is going to happen.
And that's going to be the worst. And Goldberg is the worst. Goldberg is the worst person in wrestling right now.
Well, we're going to have him versus Lesnar. Damn. For the title. Poor guys, man. That always irritates me. And I talk to the commission all the time about it, too. These guys, man, carry the entire weight of wrestling on their shoulders the entire year just to not be rewarded with a title, with the main event match at WrestleMania. They did it like when CM Punk had to drop it to The Rock. Had it, that one time where, Batista had to be the champ. Triple H had to be the champ. That one year, they all get it right before that. And this year, it's going to be Goldberg.
It's the most insulting that it's Goldberg.
Because, like when Cena won the 16th, the match was great with AJ Styles, but when he won his 16th, I was just kind of like a little sad for AJ Styles because he carried SmackDown and his reward is the job right before WrestleMania to John Cena, who didn't carry it that entire year.
And on top of things, why isn't Kevin Owens taking off the handcuffs when he had a promo against Goldberg on Raw? Why didn't he bring up the fact that, or say something like, you're the reason WCW went out of business because everything to do with a failure. You even failed at your acting career. You failed with a monster truck. Who failed with a monster truck? Monster trucks are like nothing. I can go out right now and be like, I'm going to be a monster truck driver and be ready to go. I'm already professional. But Goldberg failed with his stupid monster truck. He failed. He was working on a TV show for a second, and he was so bad in it that it couldn't get aired at all because Goldberg is terrible at everything he does. Goldberg was so terrible that he was ending up at some weird backroads, obsolete casino, hanging out with loser security guards and just doing nothing the whole time. Goldberg is the biggest loser there is in wrestling, and I can't believe he's about to be the WWE champion. He was fighting the WWE out of business, and now we have to deal with this. Anything to add to that?
Nope. That's about right.
Yeah. Okay. Now, before we go on, I want to just shortly talk about the Indies real fast. And not just like go deep into the Indies. I want to talk about something that's closely related to WWE and the Indies. And we have the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, or American Nightmare Cody because they can't call him Cody Rhodes because WWE. He is 100 times better than he's ever been.
Why did he just use his real last name then? Because his real last name isn't Rhodes.
I don't know.
Just Reynolds is his
Yeah, I agree.
honestly.
He should use Dustin Reynolds would be fine.
Yeah.
I'd be fine with that.
I mean,
But
Cody
he
Rhodes.
is he is just better. He's tearing up. He's having 5-star matches everywhere you go. He's a top draw.
I only saw him in that. I've only seen him in the one match at Wrestle Kingdom that he had. That's all. But so I don't have that much to add. The only thing I've told you about him is I haven't seen it. I know how finicky everybody is on the internet, but every time Cody Rhodes is mentioned on the internet when he's doing these indie things, I hear nothing but positive things about how he's just awesome. So
If I'm watching
people are following. He's getting a big following.
if I'm watching an indie show and I hear that Cody Rhodes is coming out, I'm absolutely getting back to my seat, sitting down, being quiet, and paying attention to what's going on.
Yeah, like I told you, I think it's good for him that he's doing this because I think he wanted to leave the WWE because he just needed a break. His dad just died, and everywhere you turn in the WWE, you see Dusty Rhodes stuff. So
Yeah,
he probably needed some time to get away. And while he's been away, he's been getting really over. So I just hope when he's ready to come back, because I just know he will come back. He'll come back. That they use his character now, and he doesn't come back as Stardust.
If I don't think he'll come back if they're gonna make him be Stardust. Stardust is pretty horrible.
I thought Stardust was his idea.
I think it is,
Yeah.
but I think that after he went through the evolution that Gold Dust went through, the almost exact same. Where now he's wearing spiky, weird stuff, but just not as weird because of the TV rating, and he realized it's just not going to work. So, but if you haven't seen The American Nightmare, you should go on YouTube and check out some of his stuff because he's incredible on the indies.
I like the name too, American Nightmare.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yep.
I think
He does look like that serial killer from that movie American Psycho. So yeah, it kind of matches.
so. We have Fastlane on Sunday. Next week there is an indie show from ROH in Las Vegas. It's their anniversary show. It's a yearly thing. The FWL website and podcast will be there, and we will be uploading pictures and videos live. So, if you're there on Friday and you're a Ring of Honor fan and you're on the internet, just tune to our page because you're going to see some live streams of stuff. So, and the pay-per-view's live, and it's one of their bigger pay-per-views. You got anything else to add?
No.
Well, I guess the only thing to do is to call everybody jobbers.
Yep. Jobbers.
Jobbers.
Hey, can you call them now?
No.
Wait, why?
'Cause I gotta put the lid on. I have to go to work. I'll be back in a week.
Can you throw me a cell phone or something?
Sorry,